You know what's wild? Every night you swear tomorrow will be different. You set that alarm, you promise yourself you'll wake up energized, crush a workout, journal your goals, drink lemon water, meditate, basically become a whole new person by 9 a.m. But then morning comes, and it feels terrible. Not just tired, not just groggy, but wrong, like you're forcing yourself into someone else's life. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Your morning routine doesn't feel bad because you're lazy. It feels bad because it was never yours to begin with. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. What if I told you the best morning routines don't start in the morning at all? Sounds crazy, right? Hold that thought. We'll come back to it. Because first, we need to talk about why everything you've been doing feels so exhausting. Here's what we're solving today. 1. Why your morning routine feels like a chore instead of a choice, and how to fix that. 2. The invisible productivity trap that makes you feel behind before 8 a.m. even hits. 3. How to design a morning that actually fits your life, not some influencer's highlight reel. 4. The one thing you can do tonight that'll transform tomorrow morning, and it takes less than 60 seconds. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. The Pinterest Trap. Most people design their morning routine like they're shopping on Pinterest. You see someone wake up at 5 a.m., do yoga, make a smoothie bowl, write 3 pages in their journal, read 20 minutes, plan their day, basically become a whole new person by 9 a.m. But then morning comes, and it feels terrible. Not just tired, not just groggy, but wrong, like you're forcing yourself into someone else's life. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Your morning routine doesn't feel bad because you're lazy. It feels bad because it was never yours to begin with. Stop copying. Start customizing. Your morning routine should feel like slipping into your favorite hoodie, not squeezing into someone else's jeans. And here's where it gets interesting. Because once you stop chasing the perfect morning, you start noticing something. But I'll get to that in a second. Chapter 2. The Pressure Cooker Effect. You know what makes mornings feel bad? It's not waking up early. It's waking up pressured. You open your eyes, and immediately your brain starts the countdown. Gotta meditate. Gotta work out. Gotta make breakfast. Gotta check emails. Gotta not waste the most important hours of the day. Your morning routine becomes a test you're constantly failing. You're at a restaurant. The waiter brings you a 5-course meal and says, you have 20 minutes to finish everything or you're a failure. That's not a meal. That's anxiety on a plate. That's what most morning routines feel like. You've turned the start of your day into a race you didn't sign up for. When you overload your morning with too many shoulds, your brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone. So instead of waking up calm and energized, you're waking up in fight or flight mode. And here's the kicker. Stress in the morning compounds throughout the day. That rushed, behind schedule feeling at 7 a.m., it's still with you at 3 p.m. Your morning routine should calm you, not crush you. Pick one thing. 1. Not 5, not 10. One thing that makes you feel like you started the day on your terms. Maybe it's coffee in silence. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's just making your bed. One thing. That's it. Now, I promised I'd tell you why the best morning routines don't actually start in the morning. We're almost there. But first, let's talk about the thing that's quietly stealing your mornings, and you probably don't even notice it. Okay, you know that moment when you wake up and you're like, today's the day. I'm doing the morning routine. I'm becoming that person. So you drag yourself out of bed, you stumble to the kitchen, you're gonna make a green smoothie, do some stretches, maybe even journal. But then you realize you're out of bananas and your blender's dirty and you can't find your yoga mat. And honestly, you're already annoyed, so you just grab a granola bar, scroll your phone for 20 minutes, and suddenly it's 8:47 and you haven't even brushed your teeth. Now you're late, you're stressed, and you're thinking, why am I like this? But here's the plot twist. You're not the problem. Your system is. You didn't fail your morning routine.
Your morning routine failed you because you tried to build a skyscraper on quicksand. No foundation, just vibes and good intentions. And that's the thing nobody talks about. Morning routines don't start in the morning. They start the night before.
Chapter 3. The Night Before Principle. Your morning is a reflection of your night. If your evening is chaotic, your morning will be chaotic. If your night is calm, your morning has a chance. Think of your morning routine like a plant. You can't just throw water on it at 6 a.m. and expect it to bloom. You have to prepare the soil the night before. Sleep researchers call this sleep hygiene, but it's really life hygiene. When you go to bed stressed, overwhelmed, or with a million open loops in your brain, you wake up the same way. Your brain doesn't reset overnight if you didn't close the tabs before you went to sleep. Takeaway. Here's the game changer. Spend 5 minutes the night before designing your morning. Lay out your clothes. Set up your coffee. Write down your one morning priority. Turn off notifications. That's it. 5 minutes. But it removes 90% of the friction that makes mornings feel bad. Because mornings don't feel bad because they're hard. They feel bad because they're uncertain. And uncertainty creates stress. All right, so we've covered why your routine feels bad, why you're pressuring yourself, and how to prep the night before. But now let's talk about the thing most people completely miss, and it's the reason even good routines still feel off. Chapter 4. The Energy Mismatch. Here's a question. When do you actually feel awake? Not when society says you should, not when productivity gurus say you should. When do you feel like your brain turns on? Some people are sharp at 6 a.m. Some people don't come alive until 10 a.m. Some people hit their stride at midnight. And yet we're all told the same thing. Win the morning, win the day. It's like telling a cactus to thrive in a rainforest. Sure, you can try, but it's going to struggle because it wasn't built for that environment. Your chronotype, your natural sleep-wake cycle, is largely genetic. Trying to fight it is like trying to change your eye color. You can force it, but it's exhausting. And here's the paradox. We overestimate the power of morning routines, but we underestimate the power of working with your energy, not against it. Stop trying to be a morning person if you're not one. Instead, ask yourself, when do I actually feel alive? When do I think clearest? When do I have the most energy? Then build your day around that, not around someone else's 5 a.m. club. Because a morning routine that works at 6 a.m. for someone else might work at 9 a.m. for you. And that's okay.
Chapter 5. The One Thing Rule. You know what makes a morning feel good? Winning. Not crushing 10 things, just winning one. Imagine you're playing a video game. If the first level has 50 enemies and you die immediately, you quit. But if the first level has one enemy and you beat it, you keep playing. Your morning is the first level. Make it winnable. Behavioral psychology shows that small wins create momentum. When you accomplish something, anything, early in the day, your brain releases dopamine. That dopamine fuels motivation, and motivation makes the rest of your day easier. But when you fail at your morning routine, you start the day in a deficit. You're already behind, already frustrated, already doubting yourself. Pick one non-negotiable thing for your morning. Not 5, not 10, 1. And make it so easy you can't fail. Drink a glass of water. Step outside for 60 seconds. Write one sentence in a journal. That's it. One thing. Every morning. No pressure, no perfection, just consistency. Because here's the secret. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Now, remember that thing I mentioned at the beginning about the one habit 90% of successful people do that nobody talks about? Here it is. Chapter 6. The Silent Habit. The most successful people don't have the longest morning routines. They have the simplest. Think of it like this. A Swiss watch doesn't have 1,000 parts moving at once. It has a few precise parts working perfectly together. Your morning should be the same. Not complicated, just intentional. When researchers studied high performers, they found one common thread. They all had a moment of stillness before the chaos began. Not meditation, not journaling, not yoga, just stillness. A few minutes of doing nothing. No phone, no notifications, no inputs. Just sitting, breathing, being. Before you do anything in the morning, before you check your phone, before you rush into your routine, take 60 seconds of silence. Sit on the edge of your bed. Look out the window. Breathe. That's it. Because mornings don't feel bad because you're not doing enough. They feel bad because you're not giving yourself permission to just be before you start doing.
So let's bring it all together. Your morning routine feels bad, not because you're broken, not because you're lazy, but because you've been building someone else's morning, not your own. You've been chasing perfection instead of progress. You've been overloading your mornings instead of protecting them. You've been fighting your energy instead of flowing with it. But here's the truth. Life isn't about the perfect routine. It's about the routine that works for you. And that starts with one choice. One small, simple, repeatable choice. Maybe it's prepping the night before. Maybe it's picking one thing to win. Maybe it's just 60 seconds of stillness before the world rushes in. Whatever it is, start there. Start small, because the best time to fix your morning isn't someday. It's tomorrow. And tomorrow starts tonight. So tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself, what's the one thing I want tomorrow morning to feel like? Then build around that. Because mornings aren't about discipline, they're about design. And when you design a morning that actually fits your life, everything changes. If this video helped you rethink your morning routine, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Because next week we're diving into the productivity hacks that actually work when you're not a morning person. You're going to want to see that one. And drop a comment. What's your one thing for tomorrow morning? I want to hear it. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Now go design a morning you actually like. Oh, and one more thing. If mornings still feel tough, even after this, watch my video on why you're tired all the time and how to fix it. It connects directly to everything we talked about today. Links in the description. Trust me, it'll make sense.